Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. The clock is ticking. Chelsea. Given final chance to sign Victor Osimhen before clause expires, transfer race turns into a sprint. Chelsea's pursuit of Victor Osimhen, a saga that has stretched across multiple windows, may now finally be coming to a head. The Blues have been linked with the Nigerian striker for more than a year, and with his release clause deadline rapidly approaching, it's now decision time at Stamford Bridge. According to reports from Italy's Gazzetta dello Sport, Chelsea, along with a host of top European clubs, must act before mid-July if they want to land Osimhen for the agreed price of €75 million, 64 million. After that, Napoli are free to demand whatever fee they want, and negotiations will get a whole lot messier. This isn't just a transfer story, it's a high-stakes race against time. Here's how we got here and what Chelsea must do before the clock runs out. From Naples to Istanbul, Osimhen's unlikely loan spell. It's rare for a €100 million rated striker to go out on loan, but Victor Osimhen's journey took a surprising detour in the 2024-25 season. Despite winning the Serie A Golden Boot in 2023, tensions with Napoli management and contract standoffs led to the Nigerian being loaned to Turkish giants Galatasaray last season. And what a loan spell it turned out to be. 30 Turkish Super League appearances, 26 goals, 5 assists, Galatasaray crowned league champions. Osimhen didn't just maintain his level, he dominated. His performances silenced critics, reignited transfer interest, and proved beyond doubt that he remains one of Europe's most lethal forwards. Chelsea's striker rebuild underway. But is it enough? Chelsea have already made a splash in the striker department this summer, securing Liam Delap from Ipswich Town for £30 million. The 22-year-old impressed on his debut in the FIFA Club World Cup with a brilliant assist, but he is still young, raw, and untested at elite European level. Meanwhile, Nicholas Jackson, despite flashes of brilliance, carried the burden alone last season. Marresca knows that if Chelsea are to compete on 4 fronts, Premier League, Champions League, Club World Cup, and domestic cups, they need a proven killer up top. Enter Osimhen. At 26, with goals in League One, Serie A, and now the Turkish Super League, he's at his peak and ready for the next challenge. Chelsea fans have dreamed of a Drogba-esque figure to lead the line again. Osimhen fits that bill almost perfectly. The countdown, Osimhen clause set to expire. Here's the critical detail. Osimhen's €75 million release clause is only active until mid-July. After that, Napoli are under no obligation to sell him at that price, and club president Aurelio De Laurentiis is notorious for driving a hard bargain. Why is this clause so important? It allows Chelsea, and other non-Italian clubs, to bypass Napoli's valuation games. It puts Napoli under time pressure, not the buying club. It gives Osimhen the leverage to choose his next move. But when the clause expires, the whole dynamic flips. Napoli will have the upper hand again. They could ask for £90 million, £100 million, or even more, especially if Osimhen performs well at the start of pre-season or the AFCON draws closer. Who else is in the race? Chelsea aren't alone in their interest. The Osimhen sweepstakes have attracted Europe's elite, including Juventus, the only club not affected by the release clause deadline due to being in Serie A. They can negotiate freely and have been in contact with Osimhen's entourage. Paris Saint-Germain, still looking for a Kylian Mbappe replacement and monitoring Osimhen closely. Galatasaray, surprisingly, want to make his loan permanent, though the finances may be beyond them. Al Hilal made a big money approach, which Osimhen rejected, insisting he wants to stay in Europe. Manchester United and Arsenal, reportedly keeping tabs, but yet to make formal moves. This is a heavyweight contest, and Chelsea's head start could evaporate overnight if they don't act fast. Tactical fit for Enzo Marresca? Osimhen isn't just a goal scorer, he's a tactical weapon. His style perfectly suits Marresca's system, which demands a press-resistant forward, someone who can stretch defenses vertically, a striker who finishes chances with clinical precision. In games where Chelsea were toothless or slow last season, Osimhen would have been the difference. He brings pace, aggression, and world-class finishing, all things Chelsea have lacked since peak Diego Costa. With Chelsea's young wingers and creative midfield core of Palmar, Enzo, and Caicedo, Osimhen could thrive. What happens if Chelsea miss the deadline? If Chelsea don't pull the trigger before the mid-July clause expiry, they risk being priced out of a deal entirely, losing the player to a rival who is better positioned or faster to act, returning to square one in their striker search. In other words, Chelsea's entire transfer strategy could unravel if they allow this golden opportunity. Victor Osimhen sends fresh message to Chelsea as unexpected £145 million transfer call made the very latest Chelsea transfer news and rumours with updates on Victor Osimhen, Jamie Gittens, Mohamed Kudus, and João Pedro. Chelsea are undoubtedly working hard on a number of deals behind the scenes, while the focus of Enzo Marresca and co. is very much on the Club World Cup. The summer transfer window has been back open for a few days, and the Blues will be looking to add to the 3 new signings already confirmed. Liam Delap, Dario Asugo, and Mamadou Sarr have all sealed moves, with up to 4 more additions, 1 for each area of the pitch, now being targeted. Mike Maignan and Jamie Gittens were top targets prior to the tournament in the United States, while signing an experienced defender and center forward appear to be aims. With Chelsea still wanting so many positions to have more depth, plenty of names are being linked to a Stamford Bridge switch. There are now a handful of alternatives to Gittens, while there are several possible options up front that can assist Nicholas Jackson and Delap. So with all of that being said, Football.London has taken a closer look at some of the latest Chelsea transfer news and rumours. Osimhen message long-term target Victor Osimhen continues to be linked with a move to Chelsea, despite Eintracht Frankfurt star Hugo Ekitike appearing as the focus. With a permanent departure from Napoli as the expectation, the Nigerian international appears to be waiting for something to happen, while also enjoying his time off, judging by his latest Instagram post. Football.London says, Osimhen does not appear to be someone that lives a quiet life. How he acts away from the pitch is similar to how he performs on it, and Chelsea need more characters like that. He has much more experience playing at a high level in comparison to Sesko and Ekitike, with the goal record to back that up. Napoli's asking price is also finally realistic, with the 26-year-old definitely cheaper than Ekitike and a similar price to Sesko. Meeting his personal demands could be tricky though, with Chelsea's policy to sign young players helping balance their wage structure, and it is unlikely that hard work is broken by one player. However, meet a compromise on that, and it is a transfer worth pursuing. 145 million Gittens alternatives. Signing Gittens from Borussia Dortmund as their wide forward addition remains Chelsea's aim. But having had 2 bids rejected, it is no surprise that alternatives are being considered. Football.London understands that João Pedro is one of those with the Blues holding an interest, and that he is one of many targets. He is likely to cost in the region of £60 million, with Brighton open to selling him. The Guardian have added that dialogue has been maintained with West Ham over a potential deal for Mohamed Kudus. The Ghana international has an £85 million release clause in his contract with Manchester United, and Newcastle also interested. Football.London says, a few years of Premier League football can do wonders to asking prices, with that evidenced by Kudus and Pedro. Both are talented footballers, but a combined £145 million is quite outlandish. Gittens is comfortably cheaper than both, although Chelsea are yet to hit Dortmund's asking price, which certainly explains why they have kept their options open. It is clear to see why he is the main priority, however. Kudus joining from the Hammers would mean a fourth attacking left footer, while Pedro could, potentially, be an issue. Towards the end of last season, he was omitted from a few matchday squads after altercation with Jan-Paul van Hecke, and considering it is the former most likely to depart, that could be telling. Chelsea handed Victor Osimhen. Transfer twist as 42 million mega offer looms and agreement reached elsewhere. The Victor Osimhen transfer saga continues to take stunning and unpredictable turns as Chelsea face fresh competition for the Nigerian striker, with a major new offer reportedly being prepared and surprising new developments unfolding in both Europe and Saudi Arabia. With Chelsea actively exploring options to strengthen their front line ahead of the 2025/26 season, Osimhen remains firmly in the spotlight. But the latest updates present both opportunity and renewed threat to the Blues' long-standing pursuit of the prolific Napoli striker. Following a turbulent season at Napoli, Osimhen is widely expected to leave the Serie A club this summer. Having scored goals consistently in Italy and having previously turned down a mega-money move to Saudi Arabia, the 25-year-old's desire to remain in European football was seen as a potential boost for clubs like Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, and Juventus, all of whom have expressed interest. But just as Chelsea fans began to dream, the situation shifted once again. Galatasaray and Saudi giants enter race with new firepower. In a dramatic twist, Turkish outlet fanatic and respected journalist Yagiz Sabuncuoglu report that Saudi Pro League giants Al Hilal, having had a previous offer accepted by Napoli, are preparing a brand new, eye-watering personal terms package for Osimhen. The new proposal could see Osimhen earn a staggering £42.6 million per year, €50 million, a salary that would make him one of the highest-paid players in world football. This comes despite Osimhen having initially rejected the idea of moving to the Gulf state, citing his preference to continue playing in Europe's top leagues. However, Al Hilal are refusing to back down. Their aggressive pursuit has already yielded success in the form of signings like Neymar, Ruben Neves, and Kalidou Koulibaly, and they view Osimhen as a crown jewel to add to their European-influenced roster. With their persistence and Napoli's willingness to sell for a release clause of £63.8 million, €75 million, Chelsea now find themselves in a race where financial firepower could overpower long-term planning. Meanwhile, Turkish champions Galatasaray have emerged as a surprise alternative. Osimhen, who previously had a strong relationship with Galatasaray during his time at Lille and enjoys huge popularity among their fan base, could see the Istanbul Giants as a compromise. High wages, a competitive European side, and Champions League football. Galatasaray are reportedly ready to match his personal wage expectations, though not quite on the level of Al Hilal. If Leroy Sané's Schalke moved to Galatasaray on a free transfer, with a salary of £10 million per season, is any indication of their ambition, then their growing ability to attract top-tier names could pull Osimhen towards a more emotional decision. Additionally, the Turkish giants are reportedly closing in on a sensational deal for Barcelona goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen, having agreed personal terms with the German international. These commitments, however, raise questions about whether Galatasaray can financially stretch to also secure Osimhen. Chelsea's dilemma: wait or act? For Chelsea and manager Enzo Marresca, the Osimhen situation adds urgency to a striker conundrum that has been in the making for months. With Liam Delap already signed for £30 million and ready to challenge Nicholas Jackson for the number 9 role, Chelsea's initial strategy was to explore the market cautiously for a more experienced striker to complement or rotate with Delap. Osimhen, long seen as the ideal candidate to bring elite-level pedigree to the Chelsea front line, fits that brief, but not without financial implications. So far, Chelsea have been reluctant to meet Napoli's release clause, especially after splashing nearly £100 million early in the window on Delap, Estevão Willian, and Dario Esugo.
The Blues have also been chasing Hugo Ekitike of Eintracht Frankfurt, though the Bundesliga side is holding out for £84 million, €100 million, a valuation even higher than Osimhen's. There is increasing belief among Chelsea insiders that if another Premier League club, such as Liverpool or Manchester United, moves decisively for Ekitike, Chelsea may pivot sharply and reignite their Osimhen push. Osimhen, unlike Ekitike, is a proven Champions League performer and Serie A Golden Boot winner, with over 60 goals in his last 3 full seasons. He offers what Chelsea have sorely missed, a true penalty box predator with strength, pace, and instinctive finishing. Napoli. Already planning for life. Without Osimhen, signs from Italy also suggest that Napoli themselves are preparing for a future without their star striker. Reports from Turkish and Italian outlets reveal that Napoli have made early contact with John Duran, currently with Al Nassr, but formerly of Aston Villa.